More you can sign up for free. Great price, free, especially in these current markets, down below using the link in the description. Now, let's talk about the markets. First, I want to start off here with Bitcoin. You can see it's been a crazy 24 hours for the markets. Bitcoin got down to $25,375 over here on Coinbase. Now we have since rebounded. We're currently trading over $30,000, which is obviously awesome. Buyers stepped up in a serious way. This is what this candle right here is telling us. Buyers stepped up. Bitcoin went under 30K. It went under 28K, which was the big line in the sand for a lot of people. And people bought. People bought. We closed our daily candle back in our key area of support here. Big wick under, but it got bought up very, very quickly by enthusiastic buyers who, in spite of the fear in the market, came in, clicked on the buy button. We had some very solid volume yesterday as well. Basically, 4 days straight of very large rising volume, the largest volume days we've seen in 18 months, basically. So pretty cool to see that happening. Now our oversold reading here on the RSI is actually starting to come back into the not oversold region. So we had about 4 days of oversold price action, obviously peaking out yesterday. Now we're coming back up in here. So was yesterday our capitulation event for the cryptocurrency markets? That is to say, was that the big final puke out? And now we can maybe start talking about some recovery coming into the markets. It's definitely possible. We did have the volume coming in. We had buyers stepping up in this region. We've, of course, seen a reversal on the RSI here, but we do have to keep in mind for the next days, weeks, and even months moving forward, we're not out of the woods yet. There's still a lot of craziness going on. We have the coming likelihood of a recession. We have, the next inflation data to come out for, May in a month's time, right? Have we gone back down? Did we really hit peak inflation? If the inflation numbers go back up, man, you better bet that the markets are not going to like that at all. So there's still lots of risks in the market. What's going to continue happening with the war in Ukraine, et cetera, et cetera. So just so you're aware, there's still lots of uncertainty in the markets right now. I also want to take a quick look here at the Ethereum pairing, because Ethereum got right down there as well to a very major line of price support. So we can see here, this is the Ethereum chart. Look at this. We got right down, just kissed it perfectly. Beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful touch of the line of support here for Ethereum. So you can see that's all the way back to this key area of support here from mid last year. Came right down, touched it, $1,700, boom, back up over 2,000, all in the space of 24 hours, man. And of course, also Ethereum now returning from oversold into the more normal area where the RSI floats around for Ethereum. So definitely an action-packed 24 hours for the cryptocurrency markets, with big sell-offs happening, big buying opportunities for those who had cash, not stuck in UST, who had cash, who had the ability to actually come in here and buy up this dip when it happened. That being said, spot buyers were definitely the ones who have benefited the most over the last couple of days, because the liquidations in the crypto market have been absolutely freaking massive. Look at this chart here. Huge, huge liquidations. Billions and billions of dollars liquidated from futures traders over the last 4 days. Look, there are times when it's, interesting to trade futures, and there are times when you're just getting chopped up and chopped up and chopped up. Last 4 days have been a chop, chop, chop scenario. So do stay safe out there, guys. You don't need to be trying to catch every move in this market right now. People are getting mangled in this price action, trying to take on leverage to trade this very choppy, very volatile market right now. So be careful, right? Leverage is a tool, something that can be useful in the right time. Now is a time when, well, it's causing a bit of chaos for people's trading accounts. So do be careful, guys. Now let's talk about Luna real fast, because I'm blown away. I'm blown away. Let's all take a moment of silence and just, pour one out for the Luna holders. It's rough, man. It's rough. I've been posting on Twitter today, and a lot of people, I think, were stuck in a state of denial about the death spiral of Luna, and people just kept buying the dip and buying the dip and buying the dip. And, I watched it today go down from 8 cents this morning. Was it something like that? And now it is at, there's 5 zeros there. 0.000003 is what it got down to, man. This is insanity. This is one of the fastest and most insane collapses of a cryptocurrency I've ever seen in my time here. I mean, even BitConnect. Gosh darn, man. Wow, this is just absolute crazy. Luna's now been delisted from a lot of major exchanges. They've turned off the blockchain. The UST stablecoin's worth 10 or 15 cents the last time that I looked at it. It's just a bad, bad situation. I really hope that you managed to get out. If you didn't get out, I'm sorry. It's just rough. There's nothing good to say about what happened to Luna, about what happened to UST, and if you got caught holding that bag, ouch. I just hope at least you can take it as a tax write-off. Maybe there's a silver lining there for you. I hope, anyway. But man, this drama has just really weighed very heavily on the market. In fact, it's so crazy yesterday. We actually saw USDT starting to depeg as well at the height of the craziness yesterday. The fears started going, well, maybe all stable coins are going to go down, and people started doing a run on USDT, which didn't last very long. It bounced right back, but man, it was just intense. Total craziness in the markets over the last 24 hours, which makes me really feel like that could have been a capitulation day for the market. We talk about this capitulation moment for the markets as something where basically prices plummet right across the board, massive liquidations, huge volume, and ridiculous fear sentiment, which I think is exactly what we had over the last 24 hours. The fear, the panic on social media that I've been seeing, without a doubt, has been there. Perhaps that was our capitulation yesterday. Again, there's a lot of uncertainty in the market, and I don't want to, say that was the bottom. The bottom's in for sure. I know. Everybody wants to think about bear bottoms. You perverts, what are you doing looking at this bear's butt? Come on, man. Come on. Look, bear market bottoms, if we look at the RSI here, this is the 1 month chart for Bitcoin. We've seen bear market bottoms on the RSI level come in very close to where we are right now. Now, it's not to say that definitively the RSI has to go down and touch this orange line. It could be enough where we are right now, but it could come down to touch that orange line, just so you know. That is where the RSI has bottomed out on the monthly charts, at the bottoms of the last 2 major bear cycles for Bitcoin. So that is something to consider. You can see also here the COVID crash. We're basically down just below the COVID crash on the monthly RSI, but not as low as the bottoms of 2018 or the bottom of late 2014, early 2015. So we could still come a bit lower, but again, we're at a level where you can really start looking at this and thinking, was that it? Was that the bottom? Has the market finally capitulated? Did all the panic sellers finally run and get out of their Bitcoin? Well, maybe. Maybe I'll just move myself around a little bit here. Bitcoin supply on exchanges spiked big time yesterday, which, if you ask me, indicates that a lot of people who've been sitting on their Bitcoin for a long time finally capitulated and panic sold. It happens. It happens. People, sell for a lot of reasons, and fear and panic tend to be one of the common reasons. And, for some people that was the right call, for others it wasn't, but that's what happened. And so seeing that kind of exchange inflow of Bitcoin shows a lot of people did capitulate on their positions. Also, we can see this here, the Bitcoin net unrealized profit loss chart is only actually down to the fear level. We haven't actually got down to a capitulation point on this particular chart. Even with all that crazy price action, we didn't get down to a capitulation on this. Not to say that it has to. We don't have to reach the capitulation area on the Knuckle chart in order for us to say, yeah, we've had a market, capitulation event, right? So we did get that on the COVID crash, but then on the flip side, we didn't get the COVID crash to bring the monthly RSI that far down. So you do get, you can't look at any one particular chart and say, well, this is definitively saying that we have hit our capitulation moment here for the markets. Also very interesting, I want to share this with you from the Real Plan C. This is the confluence floor model for Bitcoin. So it actually came down yesterday. You can see right here to touch this red line. The last times that happened, COVID crash, 2018 bear market bottom, and previously, late 2014, early 2015 bear market bottom. So it's only touched a few times, and every time that it has touched, which it just did yesterday, marked a capitulation of the market, marked a bear market bottom. Again, lots of uncertainty. We're entering crazy times in the macroeconomic scene, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But that is interesting to consider, isn't it? Interesting to consider. We did also, I want to point this out, just so you understand, things could get worse before they get better. I'm not an oracle. At the end of the day, I'm an investor. When I see things on sale, I invest in them. I try to take profits when the markets are pumping, so, make sure I don't take on too much risk, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? Right now, what are we seeing? We are seeing a breakout for the dollar index. So the DXY is breaking out. Remember we were talking the other day, well, if this goes down, then that should be good for Bitcoin and the stocks and all that stuff. Well, it didn't go down, it broke out. It broke out past its major line of resistance from 2017. So the dollar index breaking out, bad for stocks, bad for crypto. Basically, this is showing a flight to safety. Everybody wants to get into dollars. They're pushing the dollars up, getting the heck out of everything else right now. Showing, again, a state of fear in the market. It's not just us crypto investors. Stocks are getting slaughtered as well. Oh, man, some of my stocks are down a lot. Some of them look like shitcoins, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Stocks, man. That's fun stuff, too. Anyway, final thought for today's video, and then we're going to finish it up. Look, almost nobody is going to perfectly buy the bottom, and almost no one's perfectly going to call the bottom either. Oh, sure, in hindsight, someone's going to get it right, and then they'll all spend 5 years telling us about it, but the most important thing is not to perfectly time the bottom. You don't need to. This is a fallacy. A lot of investors get stuck into their head. You don't need to perfectly time the bottom in order to do extreme